you've got the battle at right guard kind of unfolding right next to you with Cade and Roger. Can you kind of talk about what you've seen from those two?
I mean, I definitely think that Cade's a little bit more experienced when it comes to knowing what's going on, but Roderick's getting better, you know. Roderick just has to keep deciding that he wants to improve, and when he does that, he's going to be really good. I mean, he's a big, strong brute guy. He's got really heavy hands, you know. We just got to keep improving his intellect and his you know, his knowledge of the plays, and then just he has to improve his effort and just keep going hard. Cade's battling it out, you know. Up in the film room, we got a saying like Cade's not necessarily the prettiest with some of his stuff, but he usually finds a way to get it done. So I mean, I think that's going to give him an advantage if he just keeps going the way he's doing.
Do you have to adjust the way you play at all when you kind of go from someone like Josh Watson to a couple of new faces, just in kind of your preparation and stuff like that?
Not really. I mean, it's just. I mean, you got to play with the next guy up. You know, it's sort of that mentality. I know it sounds cliche, but I mean, if Josh was to get hurt, you know, it might have been Cade, it might have been somebody else last year. You know, so it really is just kind of just up to the next.
It's looked like Christian Hilborn's taking a lot of the number 2 reps at right tackle. What have you kind of seen from him in his early progress?
He's done a lot of good stuff. I mean, I definitely think that this freshman class is like one of the better ones that have been here in the past years. I mean, granted, there's only 3 of them, so there's small room for error. But at the same time, he's pretty smart. Like, if you hear him in the film room, you know, he's got a hunger to learn. He's got a lot of strengths to him. You know, I mean, he's a big, quicker guy. He'll be really good.
When you say 3, you mean Christian, Brock, and Jernias, correct?
Okay, I guess there's 4. Jernias came in early, so Christian, Brock, Jernias, and then Ty Puma. You know, I mean, we haven't had any issues with them. Hopefully I didn't jinx that, but, you know.
Thanks, Ed.
Yeah.
I think you told us in the spring that one of your reasons for coming back was to kind of improve the mental aspect of the game and study film, and you're going to spend a lot of your summer doing that. How did kind of the film study go, and where do you think you've improved mentally since kind of making that decision in the spring?
I mean, it's been a grind for me, just because I think that in terms of my game, that's one of the parts where I struggle the most. You know, I mean, I'm more of if I can see it and I know what's happening, but getting up to a board is a little bit more difficult for me. But with that being said, like, I really try to put a lot of effort into that, and it's gotten a lot better for me. I mean, you know, it's still not perfect, but you know, I have a lot more confidence in my answers. I make a lot more right calls now, and I mean, really, I had met with Weber a couple of times. Tried to, you know, motivate myself just to try to watch some film, you know, here and there as much as I could, and it's paid off for me so far.
First full season in this offense coming up. You've answered this before, but just how much better is it to know you can actually go get a defender here and there instead of being pass blocking the whole time?
I mean, it's different only because we're not pass setting 95 times a game, you know, so. I mean, but then again, it's also a kind of a challenge because we hadn't worked that in the past. You know, I mean, we did work it, but it was never going to get called. So now it's just, you know, now it's just like we know it's going to be there, so we just got to do it. Just got to trust it and go do it.
How much do you think that helps you get out of that system lineman thought at the next level?
I mean, I'm grateful for it, the air raid, just because it helped me to become such a defined pass blocker. And, you know, I'm still sharpening my skills and such, and but now I got something else to add to the toolbox. You know, that's with the run part of the game, and working on that as well.
What do you make of the QB battle so far, and what are you kind of telling those guys to kind of stay encouraged, and what do you kind of need to see from them to make you feel confident in the guy who's taking snaps back there?
I mean, I don't really tell them anything that they don't already know. You know, I mean, we feed off of each other. It's also cliche, but we do. I think that, like, the stuff that happened in the off season, you know, with Jaden and everything, I mean, obviously it sucked for him, but I think that he's kind of matured from that, from what I've seen so far. And then he's got good people around him to help him keep going. You know, I mean, I live with Victor. We actually went to high school together for a year. But he's got a drive to improve. I've seen Cam and Jared also doing good things, so we really got a good group of guys there.
Does it help to know for a few weeks who the starters are going to be as far as just the chemistry of the O-line with the quarterback, and you want to be able to build that for a few weeks before the season starts, or does it not really matter from your vantage point?
From my perspective, no, it doesn't really matter. I mean, you kind of know the strengths with whoever's gonna play. You know, I mean, if it's somebody like Jaden, you know, Jaden's incredibly athletic, you know, and he can make something happen. He could scramble. Jarrett has the experience, you know, he's dealt with a lot of negativity in the past, and he's done a very good job of, you know, keeping his nose down and just being a leader. So there's strengths for everybody, you know, and you just gotta, like, with us as an O-line, I mean, whoever's gonna come in is gonna come in, and that's that.
A couple of weeks ago, Max announced that he was going to do some cameo stuff and said that his earnings were going to go to the O-line and he's going to buy you guys dinners. What's it like to see that from you guys as kind of standout running back to support the O-line and give you guys some love there?
It's cool. I mean, I don't really know much about, and is it NIL or NLA?
NIL, yeah.
NIL. I don't really know much about the NIL stuff. Nobody's going to sponsor me, and that's fine, because nobody wants to see me on Cameo. So, I mean, I hope it's successful for him. You know, I mean, it's nice. I just wonder if he's going to let us run up the bill or not. Not that we will, but you know, we'll just see what happens with wherever it goes. I mean, I'm more focused on football. I'm kind of the same mindset as Liam is. I don't have any plans for it. You know, being that this will be my last year. You know, so hopefully, a year from now, I've improved enough to where I could possibly be paid for playing legally, and just really just make it happen from there.